Welcome back, the Passion Focused Life. This is session number 2. In number 1, we talked essentially about life, about Zoe life. And Jesus said, I have come that you may have life and have it to the full.
Yeah.
And we're going to explore life a little bit more already in session 2, especially our being.
Let me tell you where we're going here. If you notice this red circle of rope, I'm going to set it right here in the middle. And I'm going to spread it out because by the time we're done with this session, several of you are going to be able to stand. Maybe I'll even put it up there. Stand in the circle.
Let's put it out there.
And you'll actually be able to say in one word, what is your being? Something that's very confusing. We don't know the
Who
meaning.
am I? Here's that question coming right here.
So
Who
I'm
am
going to be
I?
putting this out there, and in a little bit you're going to be invited into it. But we got a whole lot to cover before you step into the circle.
So grab your puzzle piece, and you'll notice that there's some innards and some outer bits of these puzzles. I think there's proper names for that. That part doesn't matter. But there are 4 main parts that we're going to be trying to unpack today. Our being, our desire, our strengths, and our anti-passion, and truth statements go with the anti-passion. So we're going to find words that represent these 4, and in anti-passion there's a truth space as well. But we're going to find words that represent. Now that does not mean that if you are a person of many words, like me, that you can have all those words. You can have all those words.
Preach it, sister.
Ray has a lot of words too. He can have all those words. But we're going to try to find a word that represents all of the other ones, that represents us. And that is something that's really empowering, that helps us know who we are, where we fit, how we show up, what we bring to this space. And we look for those opportunities and we step in those spaces.
Now here's the problem. Many times when we get into anything dealing with words to classify us or whatever, we feel like we're being put into a box.
I can't have one word. That
This
squeezes
is not
me.
about being put in a box. You're actually going to find a word. We're going to help you find a word that actually opens the box for you.
Okay.
That actually, the door comes open, you're like, because of this. So for me, it's transform. That doesn't lock me up. That actually frees me. I am here today because there's some transformation needed. Wherever I go, I look for where can I bring some transformation? It opens my life. It doesn't close it. So if you have that mentality, maybe, oh no, not one of these things, I have to find a word that's going to close it. No. It's going to open it up.
So in this area, you saw our passion statements that represented before. Mine is, I influence potential through connections. I am not rejected. I am very deeply loved.
Whoa.
So that's where we're going to help you find a statement that's true for you. What's yours, babe? What's yours from the top?
I transform life through creativity. I am not worthless. I am significant.
Oh, that's good.
Okay,
Yeah, and needed.
so this anti-passion, we'll get there later today, is what stops you from showing up fully alive with your Zoe life.
Because
And we're going to help guide you in this process.
when you are discovering life, there's an enemy that doesn't want you to live that way.
Right.
There's a thief that wants to steal, kill, and destroy that. So you have to acknowledge what is it that always stops it, and what are the words that you're going to speak out that are truth to say.
And this is spiritual warfare equipping to help you live the life that God has chosen for you to live.
I don't know if any of you have ever played
Whoop,
basketball.
Do we get a
or-
whoop whoop from
or
anybody?
ping pong. There's a tournament, and you start off here,
Brackets.
and you're against this person, and then we move forward. That's what we're going to get in a few moments. The tournament is coming, but first,
There's a rubber band on your paper where you drew your puzzle piece. Take your rubber band. We're gonna stretch it today, okay? So stretch this rubber band just a little bit. Stretch it up. Stretch it. Da-da-da-da. All right, let's take this a little bit slower, a little bit easier, shall we? You got me. Okay. Thank you. Whoa, look at that. You got me. All right, so take this rubber band and take one of your hands and your hand out like a handshake. Then put the clap side towards your belly. And then you want to take this rubber band and put it on the top 2 fingers. Make sure your thumb is up. Top 2 fingers, stretch it up, and then on the clap side, this is your clap side by the way, stretch it down. Once again, stretch it up, stretch it down, and when you stretch it down this time, close your fingers in like a door, keep them together, just bend them all in, and put them inside that whole rubber band. And then lift the rubber band back up again and set it down. Now to check that you've done it right, you should have the rubber band on the top 2 fingers on this side, but on the clap side where it should go over your 4 fingernails. Is that set up properly?
Yeah.
Okay, now on the count of 3, I'm gonna have us just pop your fingernails open at the same time. 1, 2, 3, boop! Did it drop to the bottom?
Yeah.
If it did, you did it correctly. If you did not, follow directions one more time and help each other at your tables, okay? So rubber band goes over the top 2 fingers, stretch it up, stretch it down. Now when you're stretching it down, put all your fingers inside and then stretch it back up and set it down. Wiggle your thumb if you like and push it open. Okay, take a few minutes to try it a few times. We'll come around and help you if you need any help.
See, we're the best.
Give it these 4 fingers inside the loop. And then we open the hand, and then twist it back. I feel complete.
Down. Bring your fingers in to where they're all in.
Down on the clap side.
And then you go up again, so lay it back down. See?
And then back up again. Set it down.
That's why you have to stretch it up to get to lay across.
Now, put your fingernails over. There you go. Try it again. Back up. And now. Everybody got it? Isn't that so fun? Everybody got it?
Well, I want it.
All right, okay, look. You're up. Bring all your fingertips inside
All
here.
your fingers.
You can bring it up against, you can lay it back gently without hurting out. It's gonna just, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
Just gonna take it through the get it down there. Yeah,
So, some people try to wiggle it.
no, don't wiggle your fingers.
Boom. Yeah. Okay, try it again. You got it.
The alternative technique.
Well, you sort of, when you open your hand, you want to snap it open like this.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Why did you do it? That's a good question. Good question. We never go on a mission trip without rubber bands. Everybody learns this because it's so important. Because sometimes what we feel is we're stuck. We are stuck in one place. It's what the world has defined us that this is where we have to be. And no matter what, we're stuck there.
Right.
But we're not.
But we're not.
We're done.
Because Zoe Life actually calls us to move.
That fully alive light that has ripple effects from here forward. Yeah.
And the cool thing is, just let me borrow yours a second. This is how incredible it is. The enemy may want to try to lock us up. You see that? I have it all in there. Watch this. This is really cool.
Now what can happen? Nothing. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh,
There's a lot of messages in this. But we've just done it for you to work through a little bit of, I can't do this. I can't, wait, did that just happen? And that's Zoe.
Yeah.
Where it's like, how can I, oh wow, I just did that with my neighbor.
Yeah.
That's not too hard, it's like being me.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we love to encourage fidgeting, so please play with that rubber band. That might help you listen better. We know that it will help you.
I like
Please
Tina's version in the back because when she went like this, it went.
And I like the guys' version over here. In the next break, we're gonna have target practice. We're gonna shoot our rubber bands. You can volunteer to be the target, or you can just shoot at the target. We can make targets. It's up to you. That's great. Let's carry on.
Got a couple of verses here.
Ephesians 2:10. Love this one.
For we are God's handiwork, or his craft, or his knitting, or his woodwork, or making the guitar. We are God's handiwork,
Created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Alicia, this verse is on your shirt, by the way.
It is?
You should memorize it. It's such a good one.
Now,
Yep.
get this.
Yep.
Anytime in your life where you're trying to live Zoe and you're thinking, I can't do this, understand God's already prepared you to do this. It isn't that you just have to, I have to work at this. No, he's prepared you. Many times, you just have to show up. You have to step into that space.
Yeah, and God has, and if we think back to Ephesians chapter 1, before the foundations of the earth, God already chose you. He already loved you. He already valued you. He already set things up for you. Even if we think Genesis 1:1, when there was darkness on the face of the earth, when things were not clear, God was already there choosing us and setting us up in advance for the things that he's already created us specifically to do. All right, I could spend the rest of the day on just that thought, but I won't. I know I really want to, but Psalm
Definitely one
139.
of Susie's favorite verses.
I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. Can we give it up for God? His works are wonderful.
Okay, well, get this bottom part. This is what many
And
people don't remember.
I know that full well. Do you know that?
If you are self-condemning yourself, you don't know that very well.
Nope.
I know
That's
that
the death
full well.
mentality.
I
That's
don't believe it.
That's the yes but
Fearfully,
mentality.
wonderfully, I know that.
Yep.
I know that.
So we are going to step into that deeper today to know how fearfully and wonderfully God has wired us. You might not find your words today, I just want to put it out there. Some of us who know ourselves really well or who have explored a little bit and we have words to describe us, we're going to have an easier time today. But those of us who haven't done that or who like to think a lot,
Mm-hmm.
or need time to think and process, you're going to take a little bit longer today. Not a problem. Today might just be a launching point for you.
Just to let you know, this is much easier for the non-thinkers in the room. So,
All right.
take that however.
You're fearfully, you're wonderfully made, and we know that full well. That's where we really want to go. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. So you can live your being by embracing the being bracket. This is the tool. You got a page for this. If you want to find your being bracket tool, that will be great.
Good. And the interesting thing about your being is you're always moving towards your being because God is using the doing of our life that we will be becoming, that will be being. And I remember having this
It's a
question
process.
one time with this guy in Asia, and I was like, is it more important for us to be doing or being? And he was like, no, it's becoming. We live
The process
becoming.
of.
This is our mentality. So we're talking about being, but we may not be there yet because God is taking us through this beautiful becoming phase. So don't give up. Don't say, well, I'm not there yet. Yeah, who is? We're not dead yet.
Yep.
So we're becoming.
And some of us, like Dan, are more doing oriented.
Give me something.
So you're gonna find your being, who you are, by doing something.
All right.
And I would say there's a bunch of you in this space. You're service oriented. You're doing acts of service. You're helping. You're supporting. You might find yourself as you think of what you do. But we're talking about the being, who you are allows you to do stuff, which allows you to be in process of becoming. And as you continue this circle, you'll know yourself
So let's jump into the
better
brackets.
and better and better.
So this is the being bracket. We're gonna go through round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. By round 4, you're gonna be closer to your being. Am I saying that you're gonna find it right away? No.
Maybe.
But we're gonna, process of elimination, we're gonna go through these steps, and there's a few ways to find that. We're gonna give you a very large list of words. And from this word, you may find one that's like, that's it. Or you may say, that's not it, but it's close. And you don't have to use our words, you can use your own words. But the word you're looking for is what we call an umbrella word. If I have an umbrella, I can have me under it, or I can have me and Susie under it, or I can invite all of you to join me as well.
Might be squishy, but that's all right.
Some words limit us, but there's other words that say this is big enough to cover everything. And so for me, transform, that's a big word. I can get a lot under that. That's my umbrella word.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what we're looking for. Not a specific, I like to play basketball on Thursday nights, with John. It's way too small, way too small.
All right, so here's 2 questions for us to consider, and then we're gonna put a list of words up. What are 8 things I love about being me? Now that might come in your round 1 bracket. What are 8 things others love about me? And those might come in the bracket.
Now, during this 8 things that others might love about you, in a moment you're going to get up and you're going to have a pen and you can go to someone else's table.
So
And
the first
write it
puzzle piece on people's paper, if you have a word, when you see the word list, you're like, yes, that is Deb. Okay, I gotta go put that over there on her paper, right? And so you can just do yourself, collect those words, or you can help other people and say, well, that word I think is you. And you might have somebody write something on your paper and you're like, what? I never thought about myself like that. But sometimes we're blind. I don't know if you know the Johari window. Have you ever heard of the Johari window tool? There are things that are obvious about us that we see, and there are things that other people can see better. There is a quadrant that's blind. We can't see it about ourselves, but others can see it so clearly about us.
And sometimes
that's where
Christian,
mentoring, friendship, partnering really works so
sometimes
good.
Christian speaking, we're too humble to say the amazing things about ourselves.
Yeah.
And when someone else says it, we can agree with them. So sometimes it just makes it easier, but there are some incredible things about you because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And we need to know that full well.
So here's some words. You are not limited to these words, but you actually can take some of these words and start putting them as your 8 words. The things that you know are true about yourself.
How many word lists do we have on this one?
Let me just check.
Okay, just
Just
one
one.
word. Okay.
Just one, okay.
So if you can't see it, you're free to come up here. Maybe Susie can read through it as well. But if you feel it, it's like, yeah, that's me. Or you look, oh no, that's
You
mine.
can write it somewhere
That's
on your paper if you don't want to commit to one of those 8 spaces. Then you're fine to do it. Some of you are snapping a picture so you can see it for yourself. But I'll just read it. Some of you need to hear a word, and that works better for you. Some of you need to see it. Do whatever version works for you. So administrate. And just one more thing. If you're like, administrate, I don't like that word, but I like to organize, and you want to exchange it for a different word, it's your word. Do what you like. Yeah, do that. Okay, so administrate, arrange, assist, build, celebrate, that's me, coach, communicate, connect, yeah, conquer, construct, convey, move from one place to the next, create, develop, discover, drive, engage. Now this could be drive a car or a bus or whatever, or it could be like, you could really drive people. Could be any of those things. Engage, entertain, empower, facilitate, fix, focus, give, govern, grow, guide, influence. That is my word. Any of you can also have it, and it probably will mean something completely different. Innovate, inspire, invest, lead, learn, listen, manage, mediate, mentor, motivate, navigate, organize, pioneer. Aren't these exciting words?
Yeah.
Plant, protect, provide, provoke, relate, serve, solve, support, teach, think, transform, wonder, write. You are not limited to those words, but maybe that gets you started. What are 8 words that you know are true about you in your being, or what others have said about you, or that you find yourself going, oh yeah, that can, if I can be that, if I can do that, if I can become that more, that might be
So
your word.
if you're more towards the back and you can't see them, feel free to come
Come
up
on
and
up.
take a look.
Yep, come
If
on
you
up.
see one that's specifically for someone else, oh man, she always connects. I'm gonna write that on her paper. You're free to do that. We're gonna take about 5 minutes, get as many as you can for yourself, and then write a few on some other people's paper. That's okay.
So we can write the words down?
Yeah, right,
Yes.
right on the,
That
on the
first-
top.
That top or the left, the first
The first
puzzle
bullet?
piece. The puzzle piece is this being word. Yeah. There'll be 2 more sectors that you can just, that, I love that you guys are like, oh, I know them. I don't know what I am, but okay, I know them.
But while you're gone, someone will maybe write some on yours.
Feel free to speak it out to people as well if that's your version. We are on the path to figuring out, like, who God fearfully and wonderfully made us. Yeah, you can do the yellow one up top. Okay, that's so fun.
Ray calls them like that. I have a jacket that matches that.
Love it.
There's 3. One the right shirt.
2-8. Yeah, we had 2-10.
It was close.
That's a good one too.
Start there and just keep reading.
Long run this year.
Don't just wear your shirt. Memorize every one of those verses. They're so good ones. All right, while you're walking around, we're gonna go to the next bracket.
So what you're gonna do, so on mine, I wrote innovate, pioneer, create, coach, question, communicate, transform, connect. So what you're gonna do after you find out all these words, people wrote down things you thought, try to get 8 of them. Go back, try to get 8 of them, and then you're gonna take your 4 top. Once you feel, yes, that's me.
Round
you're gonna put it
2.
into round
Choose
2.
the 4 you can circle from your list of 8.
Works.
You can go from your list of 8, but you want to go down to 2. And as you do it, you might want to smurge the words and create a new word. You can do a Duzie word, you know.
That gets confusing.
Dan and Susie together were Duzie. But if you can't settle on it, you might say, oh, this and this really represents. And it doesn't necessarily need to be from this 2 down to this 1, like a bracket is. You can just choose your 4 wherever they're at and squeeze it down. And one of the questions that maybe you can ask are, what are 4 things that give me life? Or what are 4 things I do that give others life? So when you're in the midst of being that, when you have opportunities to be that, which of those 8 actually give you more life or give others more life when you get to be that? Go back to the list in case you need it again.
What do you love about being you? What gives you life? What about what gives other people
See, me and
life?
Beth was bringing you a book. Say hi, Mikey. Here's your book. Do you have a pen? Okay, we're going to get you a pen. We're going to go get you a pen.
Someone writes something on your paper and you like them, thank them.
Yeah, can we?
If you don't like it, just thank them anyway.
That is good.
Here, Mikey. You need a pen. You need a pen. Say, you need a pen. This is it. I want to do the walk around.
You guys know each other well. I love this. This
you
is going to
haven't-
be so helpful.
If you haven't started yet, make your list of 8 and then start squeezing it down to 4.
Yeah, very soon you should have chosen 4. 4 of those words. And guess what we're going to do next? Go down to 2, right? Okay, we're just going to cruise you on here a little bit. So Dan, what are your 4 that you've
So I
chosen from
took
the
my
8?
8 and I decided, really for me, the ones that are best, that give me more life, when I create, when I question, when I transform, and when I connect. So those 4 things I think give me life, but they also give other people life. So those are what I have taken my 8, made into 4, and I love all 4 of those.
All right, and now we're on to round number 3.
Just pause a second.
What happened to 2?
Did you miss 2?
2 is the 4.
2, squeeze it down to 4. I'll go back a second. I'll go back to a second. What are 4 things that give me life? What are 4 things that I do that give others life? Maybe those 2 questions help you choose your 4 top in round 2.
What I'm finding is I do this exercise and I go all around and around. I end up with a different place than I would have done this when I was 40.
Yes.
It's all in the work of that asshole.
When we created this 20 years ago, I ended up with a statement, and that statement about 10 years ago changed, because my life had changed, and my passion had changed, and I had matured some, and some of the things I was doing that other people do. So the changeability is totally up to you. That's totally acceptable, and many people do.
What you know of yourself right here and now in this season of your life is what we're looking for. All right, some of you are ready for
Don't get nervous.
round 3. What are 2 things I want to do every day? Like if you had the opportunity to be this is probably helping you get closer or more often than some of the other words that are on your list. That will help you with round 3.
2 things that you could do every day. Every day. And for some of you, you may look and see all 4 of those things I could do every day. Then pick the biggest one. Pick the one that's like,
Umbrella word.
that one could mean a few different things. Go bigger rather than go smaller.
Yep. So on my word list are things like teach, love, celebrate,
Connect.
connect, and influence is my biggest word that I chose because it means all of those. I can still love and I can connect and I can teach and I can share and I can grow people.
And don't get all anxious about, what if I don't get this word? The whole day, new words are going to be coming.
And
new
you're allowed
thoughts,
to
new
change this
conversation.
word anytime
You can
too.
change it, yeah.
Just getting started here with our being, the part that represents the being. Dan, what's yours?
So for me, if I could only do 2 things a day, I would create every day and I would transform every day. I don't think there's ever been a day in my life that I know of that I haven't created something.
This is true. This
I
is
have
true.
to create something every day.
Yeah.
And I feel more fulfilled if that creation is actually transforming. I don't know if I can do this every day. That's a lot of transforming. But I go to both of these, and the stronger one for me is transform, because in transform is the creativity. But this actually is more life-changing than create.
And so round. Well, for him, and remember, it's a lot of doing. So he's transforming to help people, to support people. Acts of service is his love language. So he's doing stuff usually for other people. It's not always for himself, but sometimes with his creativity.
And I just want you to know, on all these different rounds, you're not going to be wrong.
No.
This is a process. You're not going to pick the wrong one. You're just going to pick the one where you think you are right now.
And if you can,
Today.
choose your best word right now with the ability to change it as we go through the day today. You might discover things a little bit deeper about yourself, and you'll be like, oh, maybe I should choose that one. That one better describes.
Because when you get home, you're going to maybe show this to your dog. You're going to say create, and he's going to say rough. It's like, yeah, maybe it is rough. Maybe it is rough.
I love this verse from Esther 4:14. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place. But you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. So we have these specific things for such a time as this. And if we don't show up, ta-da! I have come that you may have life, Jesus in and through me, and have it to the full.
And if you look at
Esther knew that.
If you look at church history, this is a new day. We were yesterday out at the Cove, and there was a season where incredible godly men and women built incredible kingdoms. And those kingdoms reached around the world. God had called it into being. That's not happening too much anymore.
Right.
It's individuals talking to individuals.
Right.
That's the season we live in.
Such a time.
And
Yeah.
that's the time. And so
Yeah.
your being is not going to be overshadowed by a Billy Graham that, well, let's just take my friend there. Jesus is taking it. There's a book called Jesus Has Left the Building.
Yeah.
Jesus has left the kingdom of man building into the neighborhood, into where we live and work, where we shop. And so this today, I think, is more alive today than ever before, because we're not looking to someone else to do it all. Oh, right, Kuna.
Okay, so for our responses, we want to invite you to the red circle. If you know, bring your book if you need to.
And you can change it.
And you can change it at any time. And what I want you to do is this.
Just come over here and say, I influence. My word is influence. Just say, I influence. If you have 2 words so far, say them both. Just take some moments. Everybody who's sort of ready?
I create, I transform.
And you play a pretty mean kazoo.
I conquer and I support.
Nice.
Support.
Conquer, support.
Yeah, we love it, everybody to do it.
If you're not ready, it's okay, just say hi.
On worship, I celebrate.
Yeah, right.
Worship, celebrate.
I guide.
Ooh,
Guide.
nice meeting guides, well done.
I support and I serve.
Support,
Nice.
serve. You guys agree, cheer them on.
Yes, indeed.
Now, eventually, when you just have one, you're not gonna be getting rid of the other one. So don't throw one away to keep
Right.
the other.
Keep all of those
Keep
Going
words.
away. Passionate and joyful.
Yes, indeed.
Passionate, joyful.
Beautiful, love it.
Especially when there's Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah, world needs that. Step on into the circle.
I love and connect.
Oh, nice.
Love, connect.
Love that connect. Very nice. Yep, be in the circle.
Enthusiastic and a true speaker. All right.
Right.
Enthusiastic and
True speaker.
truth speaker.
Love that.
Mhm.
I teach, I serve.
Teach,
Teach.
serve.
Serve.
Nice.
I create, I support.
All
Create,
right.
support.
Create, support.
Love that, love that.
Beautiful puzzle pieces.
Come on down to the next contestant.
It's all right, we're not in a hurry.
I love and celebrate. All right.
Love, celebrate.
Wow.
Seeing a beautiful picture
Do
here.
you see how blessed you are?
I
All
know,
these
it's so
people?
exciting.
This is amazing.
You ought to be here on a Wednesday night.
Sorry, we missed that day in our trip.
Or
Those of you who haven't narrowed it down to one, we'd like to hear a few of them. Go ahead and tell us what
You
you've
can give
got
us all
so
8 if you
far.
want.
Tell us what you've got so far.
I inspire, I empower.
Inspire, empower.
Which is better than perspire.
Yeah, I do that too.
I influence, I learn.
Oh,
Influence, learn.
last chance. You have more time today if you haven't stepped up. We're going to take a break here shortly. So if you want to get your 1, 2, 3, or 7 in, come on up, Bruce.
Bruce is ready.
Bruce might need a bigger circle.
I show up, I connect.
Show up, connect.
And he said it boldly.
Yeah, he sure did. He showed up with that one.
All right, Spicy.
Hi, my name is Kevin. I hate red circles.
Oh,
I protect and I teach.
Yeah.
nice.
Protect, teach. Thank you for sharing.